So it's hard to follow. It's hard to follow sidewalk glitter. And so the.
You can, Dwayne.
If anyone can. I'm your glitter.
Glitter underpants.
So our group was amazing. I got to say, from the facilitation point of view, it was fantastic. Thank you very much. What turned out was really fascinating from a facilitator point of view. Our ideas all connected with kind of meta solutions. That they were the solutions that would get the solutions done. Yeah. So they were process ideas, right? Yeah, we were on the roof. Yeah, we were up. Yeah, so I'm going to try and bring it down from 30,000 feet to ground feet. But the idea is, we came up with meta ideas, and we described these meta ideas, emerged from the sticky notes. These are ideas that could create the biggest possible paradigm shift towards Greenest City with scope, scale, and speed. So these are the seeds you plant and things emerge. These are the levers you pull and everything else cascades out of these, all right?
Yeah. Better be good.
One of the biggest ideas was that it turns out we measure what we care about, and we care about what we measure, so what will we measure? Like, what are our performance standards? How will we know that what we're doing is moving us towards scope, scale, and speed? And we came up with 3 ideas that either contribute to it or measure it. So the first idea was a real move, a measurable move towards community-based sharing. A process, for instance, a real process that turns streets into parks. So everyone wants to turn a park into a street. We're thinking, no, we need a process that turns streets into parks that's measurable and testable, that can become the kind of prototype for all the other streets. If it happens in one place, it could happen everywhere. So the greenest idea in this case would be, the idea in this case would be, we need to do it, just do it, and measure it, and find out if it works or not. The next idea we came up with, a real idea towards livable density. Everyone wants density, we're all dealing with density. But what's the performance standard for livable density? An example is Bologna. Bologna in Italy that came up was this idea that there are arcades for walking everywhere because it's hot in Bologna and you need to be shaded from the sun. So the standard is, no matter what you do, you get an arcade everywhere you go. So what's Vancouver's livable density idea at the scale of Bologna's shaded arcades? Andrea, where's Andrea? Right, Andrea? There you are. Andrea said, why aren't we the most family-friendly city in the world? Right? What's the performance standard for family-friendly cities? And someone, I think it was Meyer, the speaker before, said, why aren't we the most sociable city in the world? What's the performance standard for sociable city?
You geeks.
Yeah.
Nerd.
When you start measuring it, you start caring about it. So it's a way to educate the people and the city by providing measurement through caring. Because caring is sharing. And the last idea was an idea that it's a large idea about education, and I was asked to advocate this with my research partner Janet Moore at SFU, and I presented it to the group, and it was well received.
Warmly received.
Warm received. The idea that higher education, all education in general, but I'm a higher education person, we send all our young people to these buildings all over the world, and we make sure that we rob them of anything that's good from them, and we kick them out into the world with a huge debt. Thank you very much.
Yes.
They're largely correctional facilities that
designed by I mean.
So we were thinking, why couldn't we start a university called City University, which is essentially students from any university in the city, any higher ed association in the city, could come to the city and work with the city to solve what the city identifies as our greatest challenges.
Yeah.
So the idea is, you don't just come there for 3 credits, you don't just come there for 9 credits, you don't just come there for a year, you come there for a degree. You get a degree working for the city to solve the greatest problems that we have. The last meta idea that we raised was a question, and it's, what is the kind of democracy that is the best form of government for the 21st century? Because it's clear that the kind of democracy that we have now may not be the best kind of modulation of democracy. Is democracy the best form for the 21st century? And what would it be if it wasn't? Because over and over again the idea came up, we need kind of benevolent dictatorship and listening leadership. Brenda!